The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello my dear children, a warm welcome to biology class. I wish to start our class with a famous quote. It says, if you want light to come into your life, you need to stand where it is shining. It means, if you want to achieve anything in your life, you need to take efforts for it and focus on your dreams. And always remember that you are absolutely unique. So my dear children, it's the time to begin our class. We were going through the chapter Why Classification, right? I hope you are following all the topics covered in the previous classes. So from the previous classes, you might have understood that all the organisms, including the microorganisms, have been classified into separate kingdoms, like kingdom Monera, that is kingdom Archaea and kingdom Bacteria, then kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. So it is very clear that all the organisms in the universe have been classified. But still there are some group of organisms which are not included in any of these classifications. Can you say which group of organisms are not classified? Yes, of course, they are called viruses. So viruses are a group of parasitic microorganisms which can be seen only with the help of electron microscope because of their small size. They are very minute than the bacteria because their size varies from 10 nanometer to 100 nanometer only. They cannot be seen through our naked eye, but they are very dangerous to all the organisms, and they cause more dangerous diseases. You might have heard about many of the viruses. All the human beings know about viruses because we are going through such a pandemic situation caused due to this coronavirus. So even the small babies know about viruses nowadays. Such viruses are existing in our earth, which causes some kind of diseases like even the common cold. Cold is also caused due to a virus called rhinovirus, and some fever like dengue and some influenza and AIDS. These are all caused due to many dangerous viruses. And you must understand what are the peculiarities of viruses. Now we are going to discuss about it. Now we are going to discuss about viruses. First of all, the viruses are acellular. That means we already know that all the organisms are made up of cells, and that's why the organisms are classified as prokaryotes and eukaryotes based on the cell structure. But these viruses are not made up of cells. First of all, you understand that viruses are not made up of cells. They only have a protein coat and genetic material. But they have a protein coat, and inside the protein coat we can see the genetic material, that is DNA or RNA, as we all have. So, the first point is acellular, that is they are not made up of cells, then made of protein coat and genetic material, maybe RNA or DNA. Now, let us see the structure of an HIV virus. You all know HIV virus is a dangerous virus which causes the disease AIDS, which destroys the immunity of a human beings. It is human immunovirus. The HIV, the full form of HIV is human immunovirus. Okay. Now look at the structure. This is a typical structure of a virus. This is the outer envelope. The outer side of the outer portion of the virus is called the envelope, and they have protein envelope also. Envelope and envelope protein. Then inside it we can see tegument, that is also made of protein. Then we can see a protein capsid. Then a viral genome, that is the genetic material. So, this is the structure of a virus. The shape of the viruses may vary with the different viruses. They may be spherical like this, or they may be elongated, and some other kind of viruses are there, like a head and tail. They have a head and a tail. So, different kind of viruses are there based on their shapes, but their basic structure is that they have a protein coat, and inside the protein coat there is a genetic material. Okay. So, this is the structure. Now, we are going to the peculiarities. What are the other peculiarities? Means they are inactive outside a living cell. So, when they are outside a living cell, they cannot do anything. They are inactive, completely inactive, like a dust. They will be simply going like a dust. We can see them in air, water, or any other insects or any other organisms they are present. But when they are inside a living cell, then only they are active. So, when they are outside the living cell, they are inactive. So, once they enters a living cell, they become active like anything, and they multiplies rapidly using the machineries in the cell, living cell, host cell. Host cell means where the viruses are entering, the cells where the viruses are entering. So, once the viruses enters a living cell, it uses the materials inside the host cell and multiplies rapidly and destroys the cell. So, it destroys the host cells to reproduce by themselves and enters the new cells, then multiplies, then enters the new cells and multiplies like that, and multiplies very rapidly and forms many lot of viruses, and so the organisms becomes weak. But some viruses are the dangerous viruses which cause even death. So, I am not saying that all the viruses are dangerous, but some viruses are very, very dangerous. Okay. So, these are all about viruses. Now, we have some indicators given in your textbook, that is, what are the peculiarities of virus? So, you can write these peculiarities. Next question is, can virus be included in any of the classification methods we have discussed earlier. So, we have discussed many classification methods like a 2 kingdom, 5 kingdom, 6 kingdom. Can we include viruses in this classification? Absolutely no. Why? So, the answer is they are acellular and they are not considered to be a living organism, and they can live only inside a living cell, any other host cell, and they multiplies rapidly inside a host cell only, and once they come out of the living organism they become inactive again. Okay, these are all about viruses. Now we are going to the end of the chapter. At the end of the chapter it is given that the classification what we have studied is incomplete. Still it is incomplete because the studies are going on, and that is why the classification may not be a perfect one. We cannot say that the classifications are perfect because new organisms are being found out. Look at the newspaper report. It is given that a variety of butterflies are seen in the Western Ghats, and it shows many peculiarities. So, when we come across with new organisms, we can also find out that if they are already identified or not based on some indicators given. So, look at those indicators and understand that many organisms are unidentified. So, we can also identify new organisms, isn't it? So, the science is expecting more organisms to be identified by future scientists like you. So, you can be also a scientist by identifying the new organisms, by naming them and classifying them based on the observations of peculiarities, and we can develop our taxonomy like this. Okay. Now, I am winding up this session. We have completed this chapter. Now, it is the time to complete your file works. I know you are already doing that. So, complete the letters access questions also and all the indicators we have discussed in this class. If you have any doubts regarding any topics of this chapter, you can ask me or my teacher. We will meet you soon in the next class with new chapter. Till then, take care. This is your Amla teacher signing off. Have a nice day.